So
No problem.
When I come here, the people were talking about the God, so I just
Very good.
So
Are you saying that God cannot relate to us without becoming a man? Are you limiting God, Nishan? That's what you said.
Yeah? Alright, start again. Where's Ali? Alright. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Salam Corner. Today we'll be discussing, I got my main man here, Sachin from India. I got one nutcase in the background. Welcome to Speaker's Corner, yeah? So we're just going to be talking about existence of God, the creator, and you describe yourself as an atheist or agnostic, or you believe there's a creator, yeah?
yeah, I'm looking the one who rules the world.
Yes, exactly. So
I don't want to mention the names, like
No
the
problem.
different names. People are taking the different, maybe plenty of names.
No problem, no
I don't
problem.
want to go with them.
Absolutely.
I'm just asking, how can we find the God? Like, how can we see it?
Yes, 100%. So let's start off with the basics, yeah? We look at what's around us, because we have eyes, we look at what's around us, and then we say, okay, we come to a simple conclusion. We say either the world created itself. That's the first scenario. Either it was created from nothing. There's two scenarios. Either it was created by someone who himself is created, or it's created by somebody who is uncreated. Other than that, there seems to be no other option. Yeah? So for the universe to create itself, doesn't seem logical that the universe made itself. For the universe to come from nothing, again, it doesn't seem logical.
Yeah.
For the universe to be created by somebody that's created, that also doesn't make sense, because when you say, oh, he's created, then you say, okay, who created him? Who created him? Who created him? Then you have, it just continues going on ad infinitum. So then you have one conclusion that's left, which is that somebody that's uncreated created the universe. So what I mean by that is someone uncreated creating something that's created. So everything you see around you, you see the bus, you see the table, you see everything around you is created by someone and something. Yeah. So the world needs to be created by someone who himself is uncreated. Yeah. So he's outside space and time. Yeah, because think about it, if God was inside space and time, that means he's restricted. Yeah, he's restricted by space, he's restricted by time. And now he is no longer capable of having an objective view of the universe, yeah, because he's himself subject to the laws of the universe. Do you see? So you can't, for example, if I'm creating an iPad, I don't need to become the iPad. I don't need to be involved inside the circuits of the iPad. I'm outside and away from the iPad, creating it. You see that logic, isn't it? Yeah. So far we have acknowledged that God himself would need to be uncreated. Yeah? No one's created him, because to be created means that somebody created you. So because God is the one that's created everything, then he needs to be different from everything. You agree with that, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the first thing. Yeah? God being uncreated. Then the second thing is, okay, God. How many gods? Well, if we think about this, if there are many gods, one God says, I want day today. Another God says, no, I want evening. Another one says, I want night. Now, if you and me have an argument, yeah, Allah forbid we have an argument, and then I swing for you, you swing for me, and then we start tussling, maybe this table falls, yeah, maybe one of the cameras falls. However, imagine if gods start fighting each other. Gods start fighting and disagreeing. Not table fall.
Yeah, no, I don't believe, all the things. I just talking, the one who rules the world,
Yes, very good.
I don't go with the names, this.
No problem.
Yeah.
But the thing, my friend, is what people will then say is that I think what I'm trying to distinguish here is the difference between a created God, like man. Yeah, man is created.
How do you know the God exists? Like, who says? Like, you heard say or something?
That's what I said. That's why I started our discussion. I said when you look around you, logically, you don't look at everything and say everything came by chance. Yeah, and also when you look at everything, you don't say everything came from obviously nothing, and you don't say it was created by you don't say it's created by a created being. So logically looking around you, you come to the conclusion that all of this must have come from someone that's uncreated. Yeah? So maybe observing creation, you know there is a creator. Yes? Now this creator himself needs to be uncreated. Otherwise, he himself would need a creator. Yeah. So logically speaking, you yourself, just by your reactions to my questions, nodding and saying yes, you have also acknowledged that this world didn't come by chance. It didn't come from nothing. It didn't and can't come from someone that's created. So it has to come from someone that's uncreated. That uncreated creator. So far, we've acknowledged logically that there has to be a creator, isn't it? And that creator...
That's why I'm asking for that creator.
Yes.
You know, the creator. I'm talking about the creator.
No, but
I want to know him. I want to see him.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's my question. Is how can I see him?
But your question, like about 20 seconds ago, was a bit different. You said, how do we know that there's a creator? Yeah. But once we come on a common platform, you're saying that I'm convinced there's a creator.
Yeah.
You're convinced, yeah? There is a creator. Okay, excellent. Yeah. So that's the first step. Then afterwards, you ask yourself, okay, for the creator,
like I'm looking for the God last few minutes because I know there is a God.
Yes.
You understand? That's why I'm looking.
Very good. Okay, I assumed maybe you were unsure about God. Okay. So now what you say is, okay, now that I know God, logically now, I know He's one, and that's why I'm saying the one, only one. Yes, perfect. Yeah. Then we say, okay, how would He give the message to us as human beings? Yeah, because we are on earth, and we're on earth. We do right, we do wrong. We repent, we have morals, but eventually we die. Yeah. So, okay, so how would God, knowing that this world is a test, make Himself known to us? Okay, so if He comes down, everybody believes. It's not a test anymore. For example, I give you an exam paper, yeah? And then I ask the question, and I answer the question, all the questions as well. And I say, start the exam in 3, 2, 1, start. You will look, you'll say all the answers are here. Well, this is not a test, yeah? So the test is challenging. The test is supposed to not give you the answer. So if God comes down and says, hello, I'm God, you're saying, you know what, this, okay, everyone's a believer now. So what's the next way? So God then sends books, yeah? So God will send a book. You say, okay, that makes sense. For example, when you buy a kettle, you have an instruction manual that comes with a kettle, and then that instruction manual explains what the kettle does, yeah? So just like when you buy a TV, yeah, you buy an instruction manual, the instruction manual will explain what the TV does, yeah? So the books, the holy books, or a book that He sends down will be an instruction manual for us. Then you say, okay, brother.
But that's a man-made. Books are man-made. You know that they change the things. You know that they like.
Very good, very good. We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
I don't believe the books as well.
No problem, no problem.
If I read the book, if suddenly it makes me wrong message, so my life will be destroyed.
I agree.
That's why I can't believe the books.
Very good. We'll come to that. That's a very good question. Remember that, yeah? Remember that good question. So at the moment, I'm just laying the foundation. So I'm saying, okay, but do you understand the logic behind God sending an instruction manual so we can live our lives properly. Does that logically make sense? An instruction manual. For example, if I give you a product and I walk away, you're not going to know how to use it. But if I give you an instruction manual, that instruction manual is helpful. Do you agree with that? Yeah? Okay. So as human beings, an instruction manual will be helpful for us. Okay, brilliant. Now imagine, like, you know, have you ever done shopping from IKEA?
Yeah.
IKEA.
Maybe.
Yeah. So the problem with IKEA is they don't have written instructions. So sometimes people get confused with the pictures. Yeah. Has that ever happened
That's
to
a
you?
very chances, you know, not everyone go to IKEA.
Yeah.
If we stay in the other countries, there's no IKEA.
Yeah.
So give the example like, you know, on the people like, you know.
Okay, IKEA, from what I know, wherever I've traveled, I've seen IKEA. Maybe not in the Asian countries, but do you know a shop that gives you instruction manuals with no writing?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yeah. So you know when you buy like a fridge, you
Yeah.
get an instruction book. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
a shelf. Yeah. And then with the shelf, you get an instruction manual with pictures. Step 1, step 2, step 3. The problem with IKEA is they don't have writing.
Okay.
That's why I gave the example of IKEA. I don't know any other example. So maybe people can have their own analogy. But imagine if I was struggling with the IKEA shelf and IKEA said, I'm going to send somebody to help you understand that. So yo, really appreciate that. That would be excellent. That would be brilliant. Yeah? So, would it make sense to you logically that if a book is sent, then if God sent somebody to help explain that book, does that make sense?
You know, but the people,
No, we'll come to that. At the moment, my friend.
people was enemy of the God as well. You know, there's a fight with the people and the God
Yeah.
in previous. So there's all in the stories. So people can change the books.
I 100% agree with you. We'll come to that.
You understand?
At the moment, I
Because
just
there's
Yeah.
no everyone nice. You know, 100% people are not right.
But that's the problem, Sachin.
be happening.
It's Sachin, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the thing, Sachin, is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm laying the foundation. So we agree on certain principles. We agree that there is a God. We agree the logic of Him sending a book, and we agree the logic of Him sending people to explain that book. Yeah. Excellent. So now we can start building, yeah? Because now that we have agreed on these principles, now we can say, okay, now we can determine who and what, yeah? So I 100% agree with you that the reason why there are so many religions is because, my friend, what happened in the past is God has sent books, yeah? And then God has sent messages as well. But the thing is, when the messengers were alive, people would follow the book. But thereafter what happened was, when the messengers returned back to God, then you're 100% right. That's why I didn't disagree with you. The books were changed. Yeah? For example, the Torah. Yeah? You can pick up 2 copies of the Old Testament, the King James Version, New International Version. You will see changes in the book, my friend. Even in the preface of the King James Version, it admits the book hasn't started and it says this
So
book.
that's why I cannot believe any book. Seriously, I don't.
But don't say any. Let me give you an example.
Because we can't make a guarantee. You know that this is right, this is wrong.
That's why you're going to give me a chance. So, like for example, if you had 1 bad marriage or 2 bad marriages or 3, 4 bad marriages, you can't say all women are bad because that would be illogical, you see. And we're going to have a logical, rational discussion. So let's just say the Torah was changed. Yeah. You say okay, no problem. Then afterwards, the Psalms. Yeah. So the Psalms has been changed. The Torah has been changed. The New Testament, we can do the same thing. King James Version, New International Version, and you can check and say no problem. Yeah. And because those books will be written, yeah, they'll be written down, and you're 100% right. What happened with the Bible was it was written down. Things were added
I
in.
don't believe any of the books.
No problem. No
Even the
problem.
Bible.
I'm just giving an example.
You understand? I'm not talking about the religion. I'm talking about the one who rules the world.
Yeah.
The one God.
Yeah.
So here you know the people have a maybe 100 gods.
No problem.
You know the 100 gods.
I understand what you're saying.
People say this is my God, this is my God. I told them God will come next Sunday and smash all you up out of the ground.
Yeah. But
So
then
if you're doing the fighting, you know the
I understand, Sachin. You're like me. You're giving me the impression. Your personality type. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Your personality type. Are you an introvert? इंट्रोवर्ट का मतलब कोई होते हैं ना, इंट्रोवर्ट होते हैं जो मतलब किताब पढ़ना पसंद करते, एक्सट्रोवर्ट होते जो मतलब बाहर लोगों महफिलों में पसंद करते। इंट्रोवर्ट कहते कि देखो ज़रा इधर बहुत ज़्यादा नॉइज़ है, मैं चुपचाप में आराम सुकून में अपनी कॉफ़ी पीना चाहता हूँ। कोई लोग कहते हैं यार सुकून, जब हम कॉफ़ी अकेले अकेले पीते तो मज़ा नहीं आता, तो बेशक नॉइज़ होए हम नॉइज़ में पसंद करते।
सुकून तो इधर होता है ना, अगर इधर आप अंदर हो बैठे हो तो आपको बाहर का पता ही नहीं चलेगा।
लेकिन अगर आपको फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप सैटरडे संडे
thinking on inside, you're thinking you the another word. So you not the voice, you know the around.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say, लेकिन मैं research and what I'm saying is, you do need to listen here, but here for people is different. Let me give you an
No,
example.
like I give you example. If you like the doing something, your mind go to the your kids, your parents, okay. Your mind go to the another side, okay, another word. So you cannot listen the things around you. You understand? Yeah. Whatever people talking about,
But you know when someone's talking or your action, it depends on your personality type. Some people.
So I manage everything. I go to the peacefully place. I go to the noisy place, everywhere.
Yeah, so that's called an ambivert. I think maybe I'm not pronouncing it properly.
I don't feel like something. I feel same.
No problem. So what I mean by this is, some people, what they do is, when they're doing work, they like to sit in a cafe. They like having noise. Yeah, it makes them feel relaxed.
No, I'm an all-rounder.
No,
Even
that's
in
why I'm
cricket
saying.
as well.
Yeah, I'm just giving an example because there's people that are watching as well. That's why I have to sometimes meet things out.
So the question is, how can I feel? So what is the feeling? What happened after feeling? I want to know the
Well, I don't understand. Feeling.
like feel. I want to see the God. I want to feel Him. You understand? So how can I feel? How can I see?
You will see him, you will feel him, but you will see and feel him in Jannah, in paradise. Yeah. But before we get to paradise, we don't get to see him.
No, but paradise is not sure.
Exactly.
After that, there's nothing is sure, man.
Exactly.
We just live in the dreams.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. So I guess the point that I'm trying to say is, in order for you to find out who God is, yeah, you need to get through this phobia of, because there's so many different religions, therefore I'm going to exclude all of the religions. If somebody comes and say 1 + 1 is 1, 1 + 1 is 2, 1 + 1 is potato, 1 + 1 is this. Now, the more answers people give, my friend, it doesn't mean that you ignore all of them and you create your own path. It just means that you just need to look more carefully. Now, if some people are shouting in the park, you see over here, we're not shouting. We're not saying this is wrong, this is this is that, you're going to hellfire. So my friend, what I'm trying to say is that there will always be an answer. Yeah? Even if there's 10 people, 15, 20 people. But as long as you're sincere, you're logical. You're logical and saying, you know what, let me see what they're saying and let me see, according to my common sense and rationality and the claims that they're making, which one holds firm to their claims. Yeah, that's why I was giving examples at the start, but maybe I was going too quickly. So the point that I'm trying to say now is, Torah changed, Zabur changed, the Old Testament, Psalms, New Testament, but the Quran, yeah, that's what I'm going to make a case for now. Now you might say, okay, Quran could be changed as well. I can say, well, the Quran was revealed. Yeah, it was revealed by God. It's the word of God. Yeah, this is a book. That's why I agree with you. This book is written. But the Quran, when it was revealed, my friend, it was not written. It was read. Yeah, it was revealed and it was recited. Yeah, and it went into the Prophet's heart. He recited it and he memorized it. It went to his heart, into his mind. And that's how the Quran was propagated, and that's how it was preached. No other book can, and this is an argument for the preservation of the Quran, that it cannot be changed, because no other book can claim it's been memorized. And the Quran is not memorized by superior people, my friend. The Quran is memorized by six-year-olds.
But I cannot believe the books. You understand? If anything wrong, I got anything wrong message or wrong book, So my life will be destroyed. I can't take my risk, take the risk. You understand?
But that's the thing, Sachin. You have common sense, isn't it? So if there's something in the book that you feel is, you don't understand it, or it's something that's a bit dodgy, then you ask people of knowledge, and then they explain, isn't it?
But if I die while taking a knowledge, then what will be happen?
Then you won't be held to account because you asked the right questions.
What you just said.
You used your rationality and your brain in Islam. Yeah? This will answer your
So
question. really well.
without book we cannot find God. We cannot get a book.
No, you can't. Without the book that
The
he
people,
said.
okay, ask you one question. Like if someone,
Actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. You're saying without the book can you find God? Yes, you can. But to know God, you need the book. So you can find God, like even if a child is lost in a forest, and his parents abandoned him. They say even according to science, it was who the
Oxford, after the name.
Olivia, no, it's Olivia Petrovich, and it was,
Another guy.
it sounds like Mark Ruffalo.
Mark something.
Yeah. Mark Duggan, for God's
Mark
sake.
Logan.
Okay, thanks, Ali. But definitely Olivia Petrovich, and there was another individual. They've done studies, and they've concluded that even if a child is born in the wilderness, he or she will believe in a God, in a creator. Yeah. So this is something that's innate to us. Yeah. However, so you can believe in God, but then to know God, you then need to know from Him. Yeah, something that comes from Him. Now, this is the question, Sachin, you should be asking. How do I know which book is from God? Yeah, that's the thing. Now, look at the claims that they're making. Yeah, when it comes to things that you maybe disagree with, Sachin, the thing is, I think you're alluding more towards killing and stuff like that.
you know, when I came here, people were fighting. After watching the fighting, I even the more, the non-believing on the books.
Yeah.
How people react, the.
Let me give you an example.
So if they cannot control on himself, so how can they give the message to the other one?
Very good.
You understand?
You know Boris Johnson is a prime minister of this country. Yeah, he's got other people like Dominic Raab and Matt Hancock. These people are giving people lectures about COVID and social distancing and all of this. But then, especially with Matt Hancock and the likes, and Dominic Raab, it was revealed that they were not social distancing. They were not following the rules themselves. Now, the thing, my friend, they were social snogging. Now, the thing is, Sachin, if you use that principle by saying these politicians are bad, and you know what Modi is doing in India, and
Everybody. I don't believe any.
I understand.
I don't stand with anyone. You understand?
But
Because
the point that I'm trying to say,
they're corrupting. The politicians corrupting everywhere.
They are,
Even
they
in
are.
Pakistan, India.
Of course.
They're making the the people in trouble.
Of course.
They're taking the money out, and the people have no facilities everywhere.
I agree with you.
Here is okay. England is all right. So
I mean,
everyone
it's actually as bad here.
they're giving the benefits to people.
No, but that's no excuse.
But
just
even
because you're giving money.
they do care, spending the money back to the people. You understand?
You're saying comparatively this
comparatively,
country is
yeah,
better. I
yeah,
would agree with you. That's why I'm here as well. So the point that I was trying to say with the politicians example is, if a person starts saying, all politicians are bad, every policy is wrong, there would be chaos. Yeah, there would be chaos. So this thing, and let's just say you see one father doing something bad. Some fathers rape their own children.
Yeah, this is happening here.
And when you speak to the daughters, they're afraid of men. But Sachin, if you're afraid of every man, how are you going to survive? You know what I'm saying? So Sachin, that's the thing. What you have to understand, Sachin, is, it's not the book. सचिन पता है क्या बात होती है घर बीवी के साथ कोई झगड़ा होता है
Excuse me, can you speak English, please?
Sometimes there's an argument he's had at home with his wife. He comes here and somebody comes to him, he feels it's an ego problem, and he uses the Bible and the Quran to justify this. Sometimes a person at home, he's gone through a divorce, Yeah. Sometimes at home, his house has been repossessed. He comes here and he goes crazy and he justifies using the verses. But as an intellectual, you can see, Bichara, poor guy, something's happened at home. Yeah. Sometimes you see people who had very nice evening at home. You're like, now I'm gonna have a nice inshallah meal if he's still bothering to stick around.
There are million or billion of people around the world, so I don't wanna go with them. You understand? Because lots of things happening. If you think about the people, our life will be very short.
That's why my friend said, don't care about
That's
that.
why I don't care anyone. You understand? I just wanna live alone, die alone. That's it.
And you know, that's why you see we have a separate table here.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the Quran. The message is the same. We have a separate table here, separate camera, and we're away from all that. Why? Because we don't need to do all of that.
Yeah, I'm just asking everyone. Just I want God. You're claiming God. You're fighting. Two people fighting. That means you're claiming God.
Yeah.
You're not claiming. You say God is my. You say God is my. I asked both of them. Okay, show me the God. I want God. Why you claiming?
Ya Allah, finally. Ya Allah.
That you don't understand. I misinterpreted.
Uncle, I so love you for the thing. Allah, you are such a funny brother. What a good man.
So भाई जान मैं क्या करोगे? What I do then? I want to meet with the God.
That attitude is wrong. To have this, Allah tells us to have beautiful preaching. When
I have no time. What I do? I want to meet.
So don't judge people by their.
So what he's saying is that you have to लोगों की बातों को आपने बिल्कुल अच्छा किया. Maybe आपको ये advice to the side पर करो. Yeah. The what people say, put it to the side and individually search for God. Yeah, and that's exactly what you do. My next thing would be to know God. Sachin, you will have to. He's just saying that the battery is dying, and I'm the battery killer.
No, I don't want the camera.
Yeah, no problem. When it dies, no problem.
It doesn't matter for the camera.
Yeah. So the thing now is, just because you've got people making all these claims, Sachin, it is your duty to separating the people. But it is your duty to sift through that and analyze the claims away from emotion. Let me give you an example. Let me give you one example. Yeah? क्योंकि example से बेहतर होगा क्योंकि बात लगती है. I'm saying that with example sometimes things become more elucidated. For example, if somebody says, go and buy shampoo, yeah, and you're from India, so you come here, maybe there's some different brands here, and you might say, yo, that's £2 extra, it might be better. First thing you're going to do, my friend, you're going to turn that bottle around and you're going to say, what does this have? Is it going to convince me? Yeah? When you go to the shop, Nike, Adidas, Puma, oh, so much, I just want trainers, no problem. But let's look, what is Nike offering? What is Adidas offering? No, you start shouting. Relax. I just want to hear the facts. Keep your emotion to yourself. I know you had argument with your wife, you keep that home, no problem. Here, I just want to know which trainer is good for me. Just speak facts.
So you said after reading books we can see the God or we can know about
After reading books, you will know God. Yeah? And when you know God, then the procedure starts. Now, you can know God.
So did you read the books?
Yes.
So you know the God?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell God to, the...
I'm not going to
So
tell God.
how do you know God? What will happen?
Right. Okay. So there's two things you said.
Yeah.
Can you ask me to tell God to?
No, this question is taking back.
That's a good question. Though.
No, my question is
I think you're trying to joke a little bit, but no problem. The thing is, it's still a good point.
Like how do you know? How do you feel like?
Yeah. Let me answer your first one because you're throwing so many questions. The first thing is, can you tell God to speak to
I'm
your God?
taking that question there.
But
There's no meaning.
But I could do. I could make a dua. Dua is our communication with God, and then God can accept my prayer, and then He can enlighten you as long as you're sincere. And you seem sincere to me. The second thing was, okay, how do I communicate with God? Well, you can communicate to God even when you're leaving the park. You can just raise your hand, or you can say, God. There's too many parts.
So how do you feel?
You just speak, my friend. Because if I am here claiming to
Can you speak?
of course anyone can speak to God. So
Do you speak?
of course I speak to Him. That's what I'm telling you.
No, I'm not everyone. I cannot.
You can. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, as a Muslim, we believe that you can speak to God. For example, if you address God, okay, so if I'm standing here, yeah, in the vicinity, and you say Zishan, I can say yes. If I'm standing there, you call me, I can hear you. If I'm standing there, you have to be a bit louder. The further I go, the harder it becomes. Now, if I say God is all seeing, God is all hearing, okay, God is all seeing, God is all hearing, then I should be able to speak to God. And I will say to you, yes, you can. You can speak to God. Yeah? Now, you're leaving the park. Yeah? And you're saying, okay, Zishan, I speak to, I think I speak to, okay, I agree, God is all seeing, God is all hearing, I'm leaving the park. God, you're there. So many different answers, so many different things. I want you to guide me.
So how do you see him? Like closed eyes or open eyes?
You can communicate with God with open eyes. Some people, they prefer closed eyes. For example,
Can you speak him with the open eyes now?
You can't see him.
no, you're saying, can you speak to him with open eyes and closed eyes? Let's see.
Of course, well, in Salah, he's got his eyes open.
But Salah.
Yeah, but you can't see him in this life.
You didn't say see him.
No.
You didn't say see him.
We can just feel him.
You said hair though, isn't it?
Huh?
Did you say, can I speak to God with open eyes and
Yeah,
closed
like
eyes?
open eyes. Can you see him?
He's saying see.
See and speak the both. If you see him, we're speaking as well.
No. Like on the
cannot
phone, I can't see the person. I'm speaking on the phone, isn't it? To see the even when I'm speaking
So you
on
mean,
the Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, do you see it's
in
different?
paradise you will see it.
Like seeing, it's different. Experiencing, yes. Speaking, yes. Yeah,
So you
communicating,
speak?
yes. Of course, we have to speak. Otherwise, there's a
So how it
connection.
looks like
Speaking, for example, if I
Oh,
speak
you
to
cannot see. Sorry.
yeah, speaking, yeah.
Yeah, speaking. Okay.
Yeah. So speaking, you communicate, and God communicates through mediums. Yeah. He only communicates directly, like in terms of revelation, to his messengers. However, yeah.
Take one as well. This is
I don't read books.
really. But how are you gonna find the truth if you don't read it?
I'm finding the.
You know, you're in a rush. You have to go.
No. Carry on. I'm saying because Quran.
No, because I know he's books and religion.